2023 is finally here, and if you're like me, you can't get started unless your scrapbook studio is in order. Today, I have some cleaning motivation. Come with me as I get my studio in tip-top shape, transitioning from the holiday, cleaning up some stuff, taking down some holiday decor, putting some holiday crafty things away, and everything else next on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Happy New Year and welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. I thought I would kick off a fresh new year of content with some cleaning motivation. If you're like me, then you probably can't really get into the groove until you have everything nice, neat, organized, and cleaned up. Now, this is not a deep clean that I'm doing today. This is just kind of surface level, getting things in order, putting things away, dusting, clearing things off so that I have a clean slate to start scrapbooking. So I hope that you're motivated to do the same so that we can start working on some awesome scrapbook projects. So without further ado, let's get started. So during this cleaning session, I'm going to focus on taking down my Christmas tree as well as any of the other holiday decor that I may have up here. I also have some remnants left over from my holiday crafts, and then of course my daughter on her side of the island has her projects that she's working on. So we're going to spend a little bit of time just cleaning some things up and getting stuff refreshed. This is something that I will typically do at the beginning of the year so that I can start out my crafty year on a clean slate. So first up is taking down the Christmas tree. I thought about leaving this Christmas tree up year round, but I actually need that space, storage space. So I'm just going to go ahead and pack that up and move it on out along with the rest of the Christmas decor. Next up, I'm going to take some all-purpose cleaner and start wiping down all of my surfaces. And this is a really good time to do it because there's glitter and all kinds of stuff that's left over from a lot of the holiday supplies as well as my Christmas decor. So I just want to take a moment to wipe down all of my surfaces as well as my devices like my printer and my electronic cutting machines. And because I share the space with my kiddo, she's also cleaning her part of the craft space as well. While I'm cleaning, I like to light a candle so that my space smells nice and fresh. During the holiday season, Corinne worked on her cosplay costume, which involved a little bit of painting. So she's putting those supplies away in our mixed media cabinet that houses all of our paints. One thing I try to make sure that I do after the holiday season is clean off my craft desk. So I'm taking some all-purpose cleaner to do that, and Corinne will do the same thing on her side of our craft island. And then I have a little Target bookshelf that sits on the side of my island, and I just have some extra tools and supplies that I house there. I'm going to clean that off as well. That was quite dirty with dust and glitter and all kinds of stuff, so I want to make sure that that's all wiped up, fresh, and ready to go. Once I've cleaned the top of my craft island, I'm going to dust off the shelves, and Corinne will do the same thing on her side. There's little bits of paper and all kinds of things that kind of float when I'm working on projects. So I just want to wipe that down, get any excess glitter, any excess dust, and just make sure that those shelves are nice and freshened up. And then I'm also going to wipe off the tops of the containers. Another thing that I like to do this time of year is go through any of my scrapbooking kits that I may have put together for various projects. So that's a stack of kits that I put together for projects that I've already filmed, or maybe they're for contract projects. I'm going to go ahead and separate all the supplies and put them where I have them stored in my craft space. Next up, I'm going to wipe down my computer desk. This, of course, is where I do a lot of my editing and other work for my business. I have to make sure that this space is clean. I am one of those people that cannot work in a cluttered environment with a cluttered desk, so I like to wipe everything down, put any extra papers and books and things away, and make sure that I have a clean worktop when I am ready to get to it. I'm also going to take this time to put away any extra product that I received in the mail. Usually I'll receive product for PR purposes or things that I'm working on for contract or freelance projects. So I like to make sure that once I'm done with those products, then they get stored away. I also like to take this time to wipe down any visible spots on my craft furniture. And so this particular piece here, I noticed that there were some fingerprints and things, just leftover ink and maybe oils and things for my makeup, that type of thing that I may touch a surface and get a fingerprint on, or maybe my daughter or my spouse. So I just like to wipe those things down. And at some point during the spring, I'll do an even deeper clean where I'll go a little bit more in depth with that type of cleanup. I also like to take time to put away any of my seasonal supplies. So here I'm putting away all of the dies and stamps that I use for holiday projects. And of course, I've got to give the room a once over with the vacuum. At some point, I do want to replace this carpet with hardwood, but for right now, I try to keep it as manageable as possible, which is hard when it's your craft studio because, you know, things spill and that type of thing. But for right now, the carpet has to suffice, so I'm going to give it a nice vacuum. Now my studio is nice and refreshed, ready for all of the creating and making that will be happening in 2023. I hope you are motivated to get into your crafty space, no matter how big or small, and do a little bit of a refresh and a reset as you begin your crafty adventures in 2023. If you want to deep dive into my crafty space, check out the video there on the screen. I did a whole series where I did a huge deep dive and spring clean in 2022, so be sure to check out those videos if you're looking for more craft room inspiration.